Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and tutorial on the new Laura Lee Los Angeles palette. I'm going to give you my opinions on whether I think it's worth it. I'm going to show you swatches. We're going to apply to the eyes and see how it wears. Before we get into this, if you are new here, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up for more videos like this. I met Laura Lee a couple times on brand trips, and I have to say she was super sweet to me, very welcoming, very honest, very funny, and I enjoy her company, so I'm really proud of her that she's done this. With all that said, I am going to be just honest as I am in all my reviews. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of the palette, and we're going to see how it applies and how it works out. So if you're interested in seeing how these shadows apply and my thoughts, then please keep watching. So first, let's talk about the packaging. It's a small, compact palette. I think it's very nice for travel. It's very smooth, even though it's very glittery. It's smooth to the touch. There's no roughness to it. So it says Laura Lee Los Angeles on the front. It's called the Cat's Pajamas palette. And when you open it up, these are the shades inside. You do get 10 shades. These are pretty big pans. I would say a little bit bigger than a normal single pan eyeshadow. And it has a floral design on the inside and a mirror. You get a mix of mattes and shimmers. Looks like you get some cool tones, like some maroons and purples, and then you get the warm kind of transition shades with a gold and a bronze. So I think she kind of thought of everything. Like, you have a matte brow bone highlight, you have a black, and then you have the shades in between. You have a couple transition colors. So I think this is for the everyday consumer. For her first palette, she probably was thinking, let's come out with something neutral that will appeal to a lot of people. Let them try my formula, see if they like it. This is going to retail for $40. Now, I don't know if it's going to be free shipping. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to start playing with the shades, and I'm going to try to play with some shades I haven't seen other people play with. I feel like a lot of people are going for the bronzy shades, and I'm going to go for the purple shades. So let's go ahead and start applying, and I'll tell you my thoughts as we go. Okay, so now that we're zoomed in a little bit, I'm going to go into the shade Quirky, and this is a deep purple. This is going to be different than how I usually do my tutorials. I'm going to apply it to the lid, and then we're going to kind of blend through the crease. So we're going to start here with the shade Quirky. So I tip my brush in. You can see it's very pigmented, and there is very little fallout. If I do have some fallout on my face, I will just wipe it away. I'm not really fussy about that. I'm not using Fix Plus to start, but I probably will in the end of the tutorial to really amp up the shadows, just because I do that with every shadow. Okay, so there definitely is some fallout. You know what, I'm gonna put a powder underneath my eyes, and that way we won't have this issue. Okay, going back into Quirky, I'm just going to apply this to the lid. You know, I feel like this needs Fix Plus. You know what, I'm going to go in with this Morphe setting spray, and we're just gonna dampen the brush because I feel like that will help with the fallout situation. Okay, so you definitely want to use Fix Plus if you have your foundation down first, because look at the difference in the fallout. I don't know if it's just because this is like a darker shade or what it is, but definitely want to use Fix Plus. Okay, next I'm going to go into the shade Kooky, and I'm going to run this in the crease and just kind of blend this into the shade that we have on our lid. I am using a Morphe M513 brush for this. I'm just going to blend into what we already have. This shade is blending nicely. Yeah, I don't see any skipping or anything. This one is nice. This is the first matte that I'm playing with. And then to blend out these edges, I'm just using a clean brush. This is a Morphe M504. Okay, next I'm gonna go into the shade Out the Other, which is the satin shade in the palette. It's like a purple shade. I really wanna stick with the purple shades here because I feel like everybody else is doing different looks. So I'm going to take this on a Morphe M506, which is smaller, and I'm just going to kind of put it on the outer part of my eye. Okay, before I move on to the lower lash line, I am going to go over that first shade first, which is Quirky, and I'm just going to spray my brush because it just works best. And I'm just going to try to intensify this. Okay, so as you can see, there's quite a bit of fallout, which again, it's okay for me. I'm not like crazy, like I don't get crazy upset about it, but I know some people do. So just note that. I think it's because I did go in with that crazy dark color on my lid. So I'm gonna wipe all this away and we're gonna start working on the lower lash line. All right, now that we wiped that away, I'm gonna go in with my small brush again, the M506, and I'm gonna go into Kooky and I'm going to apply this to the lower lash line. Okay, next going into Quirky, which is that shimmery purple, and I'm gonna apply it again to the lower lash line. Okay, so for the outer V, I'm gonna go into the shade Oddball, which is the black in the palette. I'm just gonna use a little bit to start, and I'm gonna start kind of deepening that up. I like to be super light-handed with blacks because they can ruin a look, so you gotta be careful. This one seems nice and soft, which is good if you're not like a pro with black shadow. It's enough to give you that depth that you're looking for, but it's not like I said, grabbing and ruining your look. I actually really like that black. Like I said, I just think it's user-friendly and it really looks beautiful with the purple tones. Okay, going back into the palette, I'm gonna go back into Out the Other and I'm gonna use this on the lower lash line. I really wanna bring this down and kind of grunge it out. Okay, I'm actually gonna take in one ear and I'm gonna put this on the inner corner, which sounds really weird, but I wanna do something a little bit different. Yeah, it just gives it a really cool, different look. And then for the outer part of the lower lash line, I'm gonna go into Oddball again and just kind of deepen that up. Just on the outer corner very lightly. So now that we have that done, I am going to take my liner and do a winged liner and throw some lashes on off camera, and I'll be right back. All right guys, so I did apply some lashes and liner off camera, and this is the final look that I came up with. I think it's really pretty and grungy for the fall time. I want to do something a little different because everyone I've been seeing using the palette thus far has used the kind of bronze shades, and I wanted to go the totally opposite direction and do a really smoky purple look. I think it's very pretty. Some people are going to say they don't like the inner corner, which I totally understand, but I think it really gives a really pretty effect. It's something a little bit different than the typical light gold inner corner. My thoughts on the palette: there's a lot of fallout, and you see in those clips, I really just had to keep wiping it away. So I would use this before you put on your base makeup. Overall, I think the palette is nice quality. I think the mattes are probably better than the shimmers. Just the ones that I tried, I felt like there could have been a little bit more bang for the shimmers, but the matte Kooky blended really nicely, and Oddball. Now, I've seen in the swatches Oddball isn't like crazy black, but I think that might be better for beginners because if you get something that's super black, it can be really hard to blend out. I shy away from blacks because I think it can really muddy up a look, and this one was nice to work with. I'm personally more drawn to the shades that I used today, which is that bottom row. It's a little bit different, a little bit more romantic, smoky purple vibes. So I think it is a great cohesive palette. If you really want an everyday neutral palette that you think you're gonna reach for and these are your colors, then I say go for it. All right guys, so that wraps up my first impression. Now if you want me to do more tutorials with this palette, make sure to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you picking it up? Are you not? I'm really proud of Laura Lee because I just feel like that's something that I would love to do in the future, whether it's a collab or creating my own brand. I think it's really great to support women who are kind of hustling and doing their thing without the help of anyone else. It's really inspiring, and I know that she works super hard. So I want to congratulate her and thank her for sending me the palette. So definitely want to congratulate her, and I know she works super hard and I admire that. Hopefully I can be as successful as her one day. But thank you again, Laura, for sending me the palette. I'm going to do more looks if you guys want me to. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.